This piece is called The Jewish Boy and His Christian Ritual. In 1946, my 22-year-old cousin, Aaron Kleinman, came to America. His parents and sister, Gerda, had been murdered by the Nazis, and Aaron miraculously survived. Mama couldn't do enough for him. I love him, she'd say. He's so dignified, so proper. But Papa would say, there's something peculiar about him. What do you mean, asked Mama. When we sit down to dinner, he does something funny with his hands, quick movements. Oh yeah, said Mama. Papa continued, I think he's making the sign, you know, the sign of the cross. Sure, I've seen him do that. Don't you think it's strange for a Jewish boy to make these movements, forehead to belly, then across the chest each time he's eating with us? I guess so, said Mama nonchalantly. And, added Papa, he does it quickly, like he doesn't want us to notice. Oh, let it go. He's still Jewish, and he's just gotten interested in a nice Jewish girl. The kid's been through a lot. He doesn't need our stamp of approval. Leave him alone. It wasn't long before the word got around the neighborhood. Aaron does this Christian thing. Bronx tenement buildings thrive on gossip. All sorts of whispering circulated around about Aaron's hand-in-arm ceremony. Neighborhood children took to mocking him. You're really Christian, aren't you? Just pretending to be Jewish. Cute, perky Sandra Leibowitz lived with her widower father, Oscar, in a small apartment on the 3rd floor. Sandra and Aaron had become fast friends. They were either going to the movies or working on her school studies. They could usually be seen holding hands. Oscar Leibowitz couldn't stand it. One day he buttonholed Papa. I have a problem with this guy, Aaron, your nephew. What's this cross-making, these hand motions? What are they all about? I don't know, asked Papa. He is Jewish, isn't he? Of course, he's my sister's son. If I don't like it, continued Oscar. If I don't get to the bottom of this soon, I'm going to put my foot down. He'll be off limits to Sandra. One day I asked Aaron straight out, why do you do that thing with your hands? He said, I need to. It's comforting. It upsets Papa, you know. I try not to be obvious. Why must you keep doing it? Can't you just stop? I do it for my sister, Gerda, for my parents, for Sister Maria Zaworski. She was a Carmelite nun. When everything was crazy in Warsaw, she hid me in the basement of St. Michael's Church. She forged my baptismal papers. She fed me, got me medicine when I was sick. She tutored me so I'd know how to behave during Mass. She taught me to make the sign. When I was frightened, I made it constantly, and it felt so good. It's just natural now. Papa announced to family and friends, we need guidance. We all knew what that meant. Our family was well connected to the Almighty with our own personal consultant, Rabbi Naftula. The learned rabbi could provide the right solution for any issue, big or small. Papa bowed his head when he was ushered into the rabbi's sitting room. He kissed the rabbi's porcelain white hand, a delicate-looking limb that matched his fragile body. The rabbi has spent his whole life studying the meaning of life, the expectations of God, and how to resolve all human foibles. But he explained to Papa that he hadn't kept up with the spiritual practices of Christianity because he needed to do some research. He promised that he'd meet with all the concerned parties soon. A few weeks later, Reb Naftula sat up straight as he could and tried speaking in a voice that was louder than his usual whisper. I've invited all those who are close to Aaron, but not Aaron himself. I like him, and I think he's a good person. Then he pontificated. Many of life's rituals and symbols deserve the full participation of all people. Things like an embrace, a handshake, or the clasping of hands in prayer. These are universally accepted by all of us. Oh, crap, muttered Oscar Leibowitz. This is going to be a whitewash. But there are some rituals, continued the rabbi, that represent the core beliefs of a particular faith. In my judgment, it would be unwise for men to accept all such rituals and attempt to mix them together in a kind of stew. That would totally dilute who we really are. There was a lot of fidgeting. I've spoken at length with Aaron, and I understand his deep-seated need. Though I can't sanction such observance, I won't forbid it either. Upon this pronouncement, there was a buzz of whispers going around. What did he say? What does he mean? The rabbi continued, I want to explain my real reason for asking you all here today. I want you to take part in a healing process. Aaron's needs are complicated. They stem from a childhood that I pray will never, ever be experienced again by anyone. I want you to have compassion and pay no attention to his little cross-making ceremonies. I promise you it will eventually diminish. Do you think you can do that? He asked. Only Sandra Leibowitz's head flopped up in the affirmative. One day, Aaron's ritual virtually disappeared, just as Rev Naftula said it would. There also came a day when folks pretty much forgot about his signing. They barely recall the fun they had giggling about the mixed-up Jewish boy and his Christian fingers. And the best part is that Aaron wound up marrying Sandra Leibowitz, a terrific gal. There is one other thing worth mentioning that Sandra confided in me. Aaron's compulsion didn't disappear completely. He tried. He wanted to please Mama and Papa and the Leibowitzes and the rabbi. He wanted to eliminate the practice entirely, but he couldn't. Each evening, as he went to bed, he'd make the sign of the cross while he whispered, Lord, I give you my heart and mind. I give you my thoughts and actions. Please watch over my departed parents and Gerda. Lord, please watch over Sister Maria. Each night, Sandra was there watching, and afterwards, they'd either make love or hug until they fell asleep.